Zubaida Ismail's report. I've been joined in studio by Brighton Anamfo, who's been out there touring the regions on behalf of TV3 for missions, and also the Honorable Rudolph Amenga Etigo. He is the Member of Parliament for the Kasina Nankana. Chief, welcome and thank you very much. And also the Honorable Edward Bauer, the MP for Bongo. Gentlemen, welcome. Good morning. I'll start with you because this is within your domain. In 2015, that particular hospital was given a district status, but as we speak, it's still operating as a regular health facility, you know, without that clout. Why is that so? Do you know?
Well, I think basically it's because the Ghana Health Service has not been able to mobilize the necessary funds to upgrade it. The community has been asking for upgrading for a very long time now. The youth have even come together to organize fundraising to help. I've also helped in some small way. As I'm talking, we are trying to see how we can mobilize funds to put up a theater. But the support from central government.
What is holding it? Do you know? Have you had consultations with those who matter, the regional director of health, for example?
Not directly, but with the district health service, yes. And the impression I have is that it's just a budgetary issue. And the second thing is that we are not getting the kind of personnel that are needed ready to move there. No, it's just at the border of Burkina Faso. It's considered rural, deprived, and the kind of people who need to be there to get things done rather prefer to be in more endowed areas. So personnel is also a problem, apart from the fact
but Honorable, you're in Parliament with the Minister for Health. Have you engaged him on a one-on-one conversation to say, yo, Mr. Kwekume, this is it. 2015 and we're in 2018, no show. Can you come to our aid? Because lives are being lost on a daily basis.
Let me say that I don't think that communities really need to be on the begging side of things. It's the responsibility of central government to ensure
but if they are failing,
I'm saying that it's the basic responsibility of central government to respond to the needs of every community. So once this case is officially known, what I can do is to lobby. So I've written to the Minister and the Ghana Education Service. I'm doing follow-ups.
Ghana Health Service, you mean?
The Ghana Health Service. I'm trying to do follow-ups just to speed up the movement of resources to the
Where
area.
have we got into? I'll come to Bright to tell me some stories from Bongo, but where have we got into, Honorable? And can I respectfully ask that you make this a personal project?
Of course.
To see it to fruition?
Of course. It's at the core of my health planning for the place. That's why I have even done special efforts to help of supplies and to help towards the building of the theater. And as I'm talking now, I'm just hoping that if the common fund does its side of the bargain by paying us, which they haven't, a lot of those resources will go into developing that health facility.
Sina Bright, so you were in Bongo. Let's turn our attention now to Bongo. Tell me, what did you see?
Well, Bongo is a rich district.
Is it?
It is.
Edward Baha, is your constituency rich?
You should give that impression.
It is.
The MP says no.
And I'll tell you why. There's a way the district can be rich. Let's assume that it has what it takes to get rich. The road that we showed in that story links Burkina Faso. Now, we're told by custom officials at Namo, the border post, that if that road is properly fixed, tarred, economic activity on that stretch will improve. And that will mean money to the assembly. And that's why I said the district is rich. But for now, the district is poor because the road is in that state. Some trucks can't even use the road. In fact, last year, the assembly said it had to close the road because it was dangerous. In fact, if you put a truck of a certain axle weight,
okay,
I guess
it will come down.
It will come down.
Honorable.
So maybe that's
why you think.
And that's the road on the screen.
That's
now.
the road there. Interesting. So, Honorable Edward Barr, Bright says your community is rich. I saw you nodding when he said if the road is tarred, we will drive economic activities there. Yeah. What do you know about this road, and what are we doing towards it?
Thank you very much, and good morning to your viewers. I think that, first and foremost, this road initially had been classified as a feeder road.
Right.
And on the basis of that, it fell under the Ghana feeder routes, and they were supposed to be taking care of that. But we realized that the volume of vehicles that go through that road were such that you needed to upgrade the road into a highway.
Right.
For obvious reasons. From Bongo through that road to Ouagadougou, the capital, is shorter than using Paga.
Oh,
so
really?
For economic reasons, most vehicles would like to go through
save more
if you use that road. So one of the things that was done, I remember that's the beginning of 2016, was that we officially wrote, and when I say we, I mean the assembly, officially wrote to central government asking that road be upgraded into a highway.
What was the response?
Bills of quantities were made, road designs were done, which also meant that we needed to change the whole culverts. If you went through that road, you would have seen that there were a number of culverts there.
Yes, there were other
culverts that were down. You needed to change all those ones. Government accepted that. And actually, there was an advert to get people to come
to
here
bid
for that. In the meantime, under the Ghana Social Opportunities Project, that GSOP, that's a World Bank project, they also decided that, look, in the meantime, what they needed to do was to at least improve the nature of the road. So they brought it up. But when they got bridges like this, they couldn't, because this was a capital-intensive project. So that project could not take care of these ones. Right. So, as we speak, I agree with
Bright when he says that you are rich.
If you construct that road, and you properly construct the market, the Namor market, and you have a proper border, what it then means is that even the market in Yelwongo, which is the market post the
we know the problem. We don't have a lot of time, though. What is the way forward?
The way forward is this. In November, I officially invited the Minister of Roads and Highways to Parliament to give me an update of this. He told me that yes, they were still looking into it and seeing how, because there was no money syndrome. I decided again the first week of February this month, I called him back on the same road.
What was the response?
The same response. The same response.
So you've been lobbying, but help is not coming.
It's not coming. And so if you go to the Hanzadna, the parliamentary Hanzadna, it's captured both in November and in February on this current state of the road.
So you're right. The chief executive, Honorable Peter Ayimbis, also confirmed that indeed, like the member of parliament said, the road has been advertised, and they are waiting patiently to see when a contractor will get to site. So indeed, they're on the same path. The issue now is how to get the funding to get the contractor to begin work. And it's very, very critical, because when the rains starts, and if the rains are heavy, that portion of the road could cave in, and that means a total cutoff.
This conversation is part of our Missions Ghana project, which is supported by the Star Ghana project and funding from Danida, UK Aid, and the European Union. Yeah, but I want to come to Honorable Rudolph, but you had a quick interjection.
No, I just wanted to say that, look, even as we speak now, seriously speaking, it's not, when we talk of even just Land Cruisers, not all Land Cruisers
can go through there.
So talking about even big vehicles is a no-go. You can't.
Now, the bigger picture is that our constituents are not happy about this. Yes. They are not comfortable, and it's gratifying to know that you are neighboring constituencies. Really, I want your commitment on this particular matter, and perhaps timelines, if we can. I start with you, Honorable Rudolph. So, I'm worried about the hospital, the health facility. And already you are pushing some funds into it. But for how long can you do that? So in terms of timelines and to get the government to perform, what's your plan?
In fact, the situation at the hostel is so dire that what is the time is that there is no time. The resource gatekeepers will have to move resources as early as possible. I think if it's even tomorrow, I'll be very excited.
Right.
They should remember that there are even neighboring communities in Burkina. They patronize the Paga facility. And the more they delay, the more things will run down. If you go and see even where newly delivered babies sleep,
where do they sleep?
In fact, they share the same place with the women.
The women.
Wow.
And any time there is an outbreak, you can't even guarantee that these newborns are safe.
Will not get it. I saw a foundation on the screens, that something that Senior Bright brought. Is that a project that has stalled?
It's one of the key projects that has stalled. In fact, there is no major infrastructure there. There's even no laboratory, something you can call a laboratory. There's no theater. What they showed was the foundation for the theater, which has stalled. And there are many other facilities,
right?
That just stagnated at a certain point, and we are seeing no progress at all. That's part of the fact that the community itself is making efforts to raise funds. The speed with which central government is responding is very slow.
Can we respectfully task you to raise this again on the floor of Parliament?
Of course.
This week?
Of course. One way by which we can draw attention, we will do that.
Right. Thank you. Honorable Bawa, so let me come to you now. Finally, this is it. This is the problem. And we know that we're sitting on gold, but we are not mining it, as Senior Bright says. What's the plan way forward?
You see, first of all, let me state that the plan is to still pressurize central government, because generally we can't use the IGF in Bongo to do that. The common fund that comes to Bongo cannot also do that. So central government will have to embrace this. What we need to do is to push that. The fear I have in this is that I can't give timelines, because you see, you give timelines when you have control over all the factors.
Right.
There are parts of the factors you don't have control over when it comes to release.
Have you lost hope?
I have not lost hope. I don't lose hope easily. So what I'm going to do, just as I told you, in February, in November I did one in February. I give them a space of about 2 months. I will go back again. And for me, in all these things, I want a situation where you, the minister, you openly come, because when you speak to Ghanaians, everybody listens. So for the third time, if I'm going to ask that, it will not be that, look, this is something I'm not putting so much, and I'm making Ghanaians to know that this is going to, this is what the problem we're going through. And I also want to thank your platform, because your viewership is huge.
Right.
I believe maybe the Minister for Roads and Highways is watching.
Oh, they watch.
Maybe any other influential person is watching, and that they should come on board, because see, this is not just because it's Bongo, it is Ghana. Can you imagine that you have such a road that connects Ghana to Burkina Faso? What type of business, even in terms of customs, the revenues that will come to central government, it's huge. It can pay for itself. So they should look at that.
I thank you. Senior Bright, you have the final thoughts on this one. You've been traveling through the town. You see these things.
I'm happy that the DCE is prepared to work with a member of parliament. He's prepared to work with all stakeholders. In fact, he told me that his appeal to the roads minister, his appeal to everyone he thinks he can get to, to come to the aid of the Bongo district and get that road fixed. And we're hoping, he said he's very, very hopeful that in the shortest possible time, something miraculous would happen and that road will be fixed.
That's a good sign. Thank you very much. Brighton Anamfo is a senior journalist here at the Media General. He's been on the missions beat. And the Honorable Rudolph Amigo Etigo is the MP for Chiana Paga. And the Honorable Edward Bawa is the MP for Bongo. This conversation has been made possible as part of our Missions Ghana project here at TV3, and is funded by the Star Ghana project, also with the support from UKAID, Danida, and the European Union. We'll take a break, return.